Hey, hey. Yeah. Shout to day 43, yo, that's the OG. HEX, crypto, big payday, you gon' see. Yo, it's November 19, that's the day they predict. Every time I spit, I bring the craziest shit. Shout to day 43, yo, that's the OG. HEX, crypto, big payday, you gon' see. Yo, it's November 19, that's the day they predict. Every time I spit, I bring the craziest shit. Yeah.
Man, thank goodness.
To justify what the hell we're doing here, man.
He's phony, she's fake. That's the type of people I hate.
Yo, y'all know the lyrics. Come on, sing with me. Shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on the natural Charles Bon Voyage. Yeah, from the home of the dog.
Man, it's unwrecked. Thank goodness.
Take myself off mute. That'd be nice. Welcome to the HEX Late Show. What's going on, guys? It's 43 OG here with you on a Tuesday evening, all by my lonesome. But I'm not really, because I'm looking at all the people in the chat here, and this is awesome. I've got Hex Ninja Turtle. I've got Get Hex, Red Squirrel, Hex Enthusiast, Mango Junkie, Bit Finesse, Sammy Chica, what's going on, Sammy? Hex in Excess, Cone Borgs, Dingo Wolf, Crypto Claz, Ash, Jerry, a lot of familiar names here. Steve Mac 1966, Int Pro, CP, T-Bird, the Pulse Tube, Jimmy D. What's going on, people? What's going on? I am all by my lonesome tonight, unfortunately. I don't know where everyone is, but that's okay. It's fine. We've got some stuff that we're going to talk about this evening on the HEX Late Show. The first thing I would like to ask you guys about, tell me what you know about this, because I'm confused. But this clip that I'm about to bring up, it scares the shit out of me, actually. So let me just play it and tell me what you guys think or know about this. Because, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this is what went down in Ohio. And that's a pretty big fire. Let me see if I can make that bigger for you guys. at that. Look at all that smoke. So yeah, I mean, look at this. I read somewhere that there's like animals being found dead like many, many kilometers away. And I read somewhere that there's going to be like 30 million people in the US affected. I mean, it seems like it's super, super messed up, extremely messed up. So if there are any hexagons in that area, I mean, our thoughts are with you, and I hope you guys have a way to get as far away from that as possible. I don't know what that's going to do to the air quality, but it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. And what also doesn't look good is the fact that it seems like media outlets are trying to shut down reporting of it. So yeah, I don't know. So what are you guys saying? Let me go to the chat here. Orion saying it's a train derailment. Okay. Where is that what's being reported? I don't know. That's messed up. Were there people on the train? Or was it like just carrying chemicals and stuff? Yeah, toxic fumes everywhere. Messed up. Not what we need. It was a train derailment. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sammy. Thank you. Yeah. So that's some messed up stuff. I hate to get off on that sort of foot on the Hex Late Show, just like talking about messed up stuff. But that is something that you want to avoid if you can. I'll tell you what else you want to avoid is I'm not sure. As someone who makes thumbnails, do I get in trouble for like making a thumbnail of Richard Hart being pregnant? Should I get a stern talking to? Should I not be doing this stuff? I don't know. I saw this picture of this dude with like the belly, and I just thought I got to put Richard's head on that. I don't know why, but it just fits. So, I mean, this could be the best work I've ever done. Seriously. Hang on, let me just turn myself off for a second so you can have a good look at it. It looks pretty like real, I think. If you know that picture, there's a picture of him wearing like a Burberry top, and he's looking back at the camera. I'll see if I can find it. That's where I took his face from, because I noticed in the original shot there was like shade, like he had like shadow on the left side and he was lighter on the right side. So I had to find a picture of his face that was angled in that direction, but with the shade, like similar shading. And I found one where he's in a Burberry top, and I think it was an interview that he did with the Highest of Stakes director. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Let me just bring that up. There you go. That's the photo. So cut out his face, had to tilt it around a little bit, and I had to make sure it was the right size to fit on the guy's head. and then just like clipped around the edge, because the guy's head underneath, he had like really big ears that stuck out, so I had to like get rid of them. But don't you reckon he looks, I mean, apart from the baby in his womb, he looks pretty ripped. Okay. So, what have you guys been up to? The last week or so has been pretty good, pretty nice with the price of HEX, hitting that 5 cent mark. Tangent was doing like Twitter Spaces. I've got to say, Tangent is like the Twitter Spaces. I feel like he's the current Twitter Spaces master. Like if there's a Twitter Spaces that he's running, like there's always people in there. And it's always an interesting conversation. So he was doing that Twitter Spaces last week, and we also simulcast it on this show last week. I'm not sure how that was, if that was, if that got us more viewers or got us more subscribers to the channel or not. Probably not. Probably lost us some respect in the community. But it was fun. It was fun to do. And this week, I think Tangent's probably sleeping. And Jexa is he's off. I think he's off doing some sporting activity somewhere in Perth. Very important. Keep fit. Stay fit. I myself just I went for a run today, which felt good because I haven't been for a run by myself in a long time. While I was overseas in Italy, I ate quite a bit of food and beefed up a bit, and now I'm in the gotta lose my bitch tits. Gotta lose these bitch tits for sure. Yeah, so I don't know, I've been well, not only do I have to run to lose my bitch tits, I've also got to like maybe eat better, which I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat better. It's tough. It is so tough to eat better. It was tough in Italy, but here I'm finding it a little bit easier here. But the problem I'm having here is that, the kids just eat everything. They eat everything. It's like you put stuff in the fridge and you're like, I'm gonna tuck into that like tomorrow, or it's first in, best dressed. The kids are just like, if there's some yogurt in there, or if there's so they just consume everything. They're just like a swarm of locusts that just fly through the kitchen and just consume everything, leaving just banana peels and bits of cheese on the ground. Like everything, just it's a mess. So I was actually shopping this afternoon, and I was at the supermarket, and I actually started to, like, I was just buying stuff, and then I was going to buy something. I'm like, oh, the kids are just going to, like, I was going to buy something because I liked it and I wanted to have it. And then I thought, like, the kids are just going to eat it before I get the chance. So I was actively trying to find stuff that I would like that the kids wouldn't like, so that I could have it in the fridge and they'll just stay away from it. So, like, usually I buy like good yogurt, but the kids like the good yogurt that I buy. So I've decided now I'll still buy that good yogurt for them, but I'm also going to buy just plain Greek yogurt, because I can get into just some plain Greek yogurt. I'm fine with that. You know, you can put some nuts in there, or you can put a little bit of fruit in there if you want. Any substance here today? I'm just reading the chat. Someone just said, is there any substance here today? Not any substances. Well, Tangent's not here, so there's no substances, to be consumed. But if you're talking about things to do with HEX, we'll get there. But we're just warming up here. We're just warming up. Feel free to ask questions if you like. But yeah, long story short, I'm going to start buying stuff that my kids don't like, just so I can have shit in the fridge that the locusts don't eat. Blue vein cheese. I'll have to have a think about that one. Licorice. Licorice is, I like licorice, but the problem is I think there's too much sugar in it, and I'm trying to not have any refined sugar. And as far as I'm trying not to have anything refined or anything that doesn't. I'm trying not to eat anything that you can just keep for a long time. Like, I only want to eat stuff that goes off after a few days. Just eat beef and drink water. That's what I should do. Yeah, just eat beef and drink water. I would like to try that only eating meat diet, that carnivore's diet. I would like to try that. What about sardines? Sammy Chicka's asking me about sardines. Yeah, what about sardines? Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing about sardines that makes me want to eat them. Oh, we got an air fryer, by the way, a couple of weeks ago, and that shit is I like it. You can just throw veggies in there and they come out fantastic. Put some mushrooms in there, put some asparagus in there, and then take it out and put a little bit of olive oil on it, a bit of salt. Love it. If you do meat and water for even 3 days, you will dump all your fluids and feel heaps better. Okay. I'd rather I've got to try it, actually. I shouldn't dismiss that at all. I want to try that. But I would like to try it for longer than just 3 days, because 3 days seems like a short amount of time to be doing a diet. Oh, by the way, I do want to speak about something that Sammy Chicka mentioned in our chat. She said that there's going to be a Melbourne HEX meetup on Saturday, the 18th of March. So that's a little over 4 weeks away, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit over 4 weeks away. So 4 weeks and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks and 4 days. Yeah, Sammy, I don't think I'm going to put sardines in the air fryer. I think I'll stink up the house. I don't want to do that. There's enough baby nappy stink that goes on. Dude, my daughter took I was going to say 3, but she actually took 4 craps today. 4. If you're a parent, you know how ridiculous that is. It's ridiculous. Anyway, sort of getting off topic here. So what is the topic? I would like to say that I would like to say that our topic here is DeFi, right? Crypto, DeFi, censorship resistance. That's what the HEX contracts is. And I'm just sorry, guys, I'm just distracted here trying to read something quickly while I'm talking. I can never seem to do both, but yeah, so we are all quite, I think that everyone in the HEX community, or most people in the HEX community, are pretty aligned when it comes to their beliefs about crypto and DeFi principles, what's important, what we should steer towards and what we should steer away from. Excuse me. Things like, the whole not your keys, not your crypto, all the devastation that's happened over the last year or 2 or 3. It's been happening for years in crypto. The devastation where people lose all their crypto and stuff. And it's always because there's some trusted third party that's, got custody of your crypto. And usually when they've got custody of your crypto, it's, the terms of service say something along the lines of that it's not actually your crypto anymore. Very few people actually get their crypto back when one of these centralized third parties goes down. Look, a good example of this is Mt. Gox. Right now, they might actually get some stuff back. The people who had money in Mt. Gox might actually get some Bitcoin back. But how long's it been? It's if it's not already 10 years, it's coming up on 10 years. So that's not what we want. In HEX, we want to keep our own keys. We want to look after our own stuff. We want due process in crypto. We want things to be we want people to look after their own stuff, and not be relying on, so-called trusted third parties. One thing I've noticed in the, which I was just reading a couple of articles today, and it struck me that there's a couple of people that are being held in prison at the moment. There's this Andrew Tate character, this Cobra Tate character that, and we don't know what this we don't know what this guy's done. He might have done some bad shit. He's being accused of some pretty bad stuff. But they're holding him in, I guess, where is it? Romania. They're holding him in Romania. And there's another guy who's also in jail at the moment. There's the Tornado Cash dev called Alexei Pertsev. So Alexei Pertsev was a developer for Tornado Cash. He's been in jail for over 150 days. And he's going to at least be in custody until the 20th of Feb 2023. But it's interesting to me that somehow around the world, and I shouldn't be surprised, but there's a part of me that just thinks that how unjust it is for people to not have due process. and just be held as a prisoner, you know, without being convicted. There's something about that doesn't seem right to me, and it's something that I hope I never see. Something I hope I never see in Australia, even though I already know there are people already typing in the chat that we got locked down over the Android 19 period. I know there's people already writing that right now. Don't waste your time. Yeah, it's kind of... is this something that, like, you guys tell me, is this something that's... I don't remember this sort of stuff. Maybe I'm just paying more attention nowadays to this sort of thing. But it just seems completely wrong that they hold people without charge. And without, like, a transparent process. I guess they are in... I mean, Alexei Pertsev, he's in the Netherlands, I believe. And I always thought the Netherlands was like a pretty, you know... oh, yeah, Assange. Yeah, 100%. Assange, yeah. What? So what's going on with Assange? Because he was in like an embassy or something for like the longest time. He was just stuck in there because the second he got it, he left. They were going to arrest him, but eventually I think they just gave him up. Yeah, this stuff, it bothers me, man. There's something about it that really bothers me. Really, really bothers me. Anyway. Let's have a look here. So I was reading this article about Andrew Tate, and he was like, what he does in jail. So he obviously has access to people and he can talk to people and do stuff. But while he's in jail, he's like doing all this exercise. He's doing like 500 push-ups a day. He's doing 100 dips. He's drinking 4 liters of water and 200 squats. That's what he does every day in prison. That seems like, if you're, you know, in a small room with nothing to do, that seems like a pretty good way to spend your time. I don't know what this Alexei Pertsev is doing, though. There was a tweet that I saw during the week that I'm going to bring up, which I thought was... when was it? It's a couple of days ago. I thought it was really interesting. Let me grab it. There we go. Look into HEX. That's the one. Look into HEX. HEX OA alert. In 333 days, the HEX OA turned 3.19 trillion into 1.94 trillion Hedron and 52 million HEX via Uniswap V3 liquidity positions. Summary: the HEX OA created a buy wall at the 20,000 HEX per Hedron level that absorbed 52 million HEX worth of sell pressure over the last year. So, and then under that thread, Silver the Antidote wrote this tweet. 1 of 5. People's understanding or lack of, but reactions amaze me again. Most seem not if it's a good or bad thing. What did the HEX OA achieve by removing its Hedron LP? 52 million HEX has now officially left supply for good. The OA is a one-way extractor of HEX to reduce coins in the market, because all people do is trade the fuck out of them with paper hands. If the wall of liquidity was left up and Hedron price pushed into range, the HEX would end up on the USD C pair of HEX as sales, as we have seen public speakers voice their plans with it. So to prevent impact to HEX price and possibly other market conditions, now's right time to pull it. This now removes a lot of the options for the net dumpers of Hedron, but what has been created now is some large low slippage Hedron buy options, something like 180 billion, which if you're up to can acquire some ridiculously undervalued HSI stakes, which have great T-shares. Okay, yes. So there's HSI stake auctions. If you go to app.hedron.pro, I believe, at app.hedron. No, that's not right. It's app.icosa.pro. app.icosa.pro, excuse me. And there's like some options down the left-hand side. At the bottom, the last one is HSI auctions. You can go there and you can bid Hedron for HSIs, which are encapsulated HEX stakes. And most of them, not all of them, but most of them are 5555 stakes with decent, there's like a lot of them with decent T-shares. And just finish off this tweet by Silver the Antidote. As price takes a sell on macro plus toilet-handed trade tards on full retard mode, this could not be more fucking bullish to the eagle eye. 52 million HEX removed from a snapshot and more will be extracted in time. This allows HEX value to move more violently. Let the battles commence. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Yeah, so go check out that website, by the way. There's a website called Look Into HEX. Yeah, let me go check it out for a second. Look Into HEX. I always like this website. Nice charts. Is it lookintohex.com? Let me bring it up here. So I'm just going to get rid of some of these because so what we've got here is we have cyan is BTC, green is ETH, HEX is the pink, and BNB is the yellow. So you can see how their ROI since launch, and you can see HEX is like at this point here, it's very, very close to crossing ETH. But I think it's important to remember with HEX that because you can stake HEX and accumulate more HEX, this chart doesn't really demonstrate that. This just demonstrates the ROI based off the USD price, I believe. So we can see here at the beginning, it rose quite quickly. And, at day 675, it had outperformed every other crypto in their first 675 days. And since then, we've sort of been coming down, but who knows where we are? I mean, it seems like, we might have bottomed in HEX. We should have a look at the chart. We might have bottomed, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. This is definitely not one of those channels where I'm going to tell you what HEX is going to do. I've got no idea what HEX is going to do. All I know about HEX is if you stake it, if you lock it up with the HEX contract, you lock it up, you get yield. And I know that's how it works. It works. It's had like uptime for over 1,000 days, 1,100 and 1,100 and something days. Flawless uptime, and that's I think that's the way it's going to continue to operate moving forward. So Alan Fizz Ahmed is saying he only came here to find out what HEX was going to do. HEX is going to keep doing what it's been doing. I would love to be able to tell you where HEX is going to be in a year's time. I'd love to be able to tell you. I wish I knew. All right, so it's been going on in the chat. Man, don't get babies. I'm sure there are some people who will argue with you over that. Won't be me though. Tangent is taking his baby girl out for Valentine's dinner. All right. Nice. That is nice. Who else did something nice for Valentine's? Anyone do something nice for Valentine's Day? Some of you are probably just waking up and it's Valentine's morning. Our day's over here. Well, it's about 20 past 10 in the evening. CDC says symptoms are primarily C and S, like being drunk, but can include visual disturbance, coma, and death, irritants to eyes and lungs, and chronic exposure, liver damage. Yeah, that ain't good. That is not good. Holy shit. Can you imagine if you lived there in that area? Fuck. I would tip the fuck out of my house if I lived there. I'd grab the kids. I'd grab everyone, like, we're fucking going now. Tip the fuck out of Dodge immediately. But not by train. I love plain Greek yogurt. Yes, man. Plain Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt. I'm a big fan. What? Okay. Oh, what? Oh, ooh. Some spicy. Bluey was shilling Zen, was very entertaining. Oh, okay. Really, T-Bird? I bet Tangent told him to fuck off. No, I don't think Tangent would have told him to fuck off. I don't think so. But unless you had like that hexagon shape in your name on Twitter, I don't think Tangent was letting anyone speak, but he might have just let Bluey speak because of the Late Show connection. And like Bluey hasn't been on the show for ages and ages. Not because, as far as I know, not because there's any problem. It's just I think he lives in a part of a world now that is not awake. Not awake. Preservatives. Yes. Funny story about preservatives. Like there's a lot of words in the English language which you can directly convert into an Italian word. So for example, you could say community, and in Italian you'd say comunità. It's like basically the same word, but the end changes. So I have done this a lot in my life where I'll just take the English word and automatically change it to the Italian word. And I used to do this, like I did this with the word preservatives. And the problem with that is it does not mean the same thing in Italian. Preservativa in Italian means condoms. So you can imagine a situation when I made that mistake many moons ago. It was pretty funny, actually. Pretty funny. And it works, and that shit, for that translation, that shit works like I would say 90% of the time. There's words that I don't know whatsoever that they are an Italian word, but I'll take the English word and just do the conversion, and it works out 90% of the time. So I was just unlucky. That's an unlucky one. It's like a particular word it will fuck you over if you try and play that game. What else have we got here? Oh, we're talking about the meat. Yep. People talking about going to the Melbourne HEX meetup on the 18th of March. Do we know where it is, Sammy? Or has that not been confirmed yet? He's a piece of garbage. He's a piece of garbage. Let him rot. Who are you talking about? Assange? Oh, are you talking about Cobra Tate? Andrew Tate? Let me tell you something, though. If Richard Hart was to come out and just not even like, I don't think it makes sense to like defend someone, because we don't know we just don't know the details. We don't know if the guy's actually done some bad shit or not. We don't know. But if Richard Hart was to come out and like maybe even briefly mention it, and then that shit can get clipped and put out there. And he could just even talk about how it's not really right to hold someone without charges. In a prison cell, you could probably just keep them, under house arrest or something. If he talked about it, that could, shed some light onto HEX. Whoring women off to OnlyFans like slaves. Okay, all right. I don't have the details, man. I don't know. It sounds like that doesn't sound good, but I don't know. You obviously have some detail. I don't know. Sammy saying happy Valentine's Day to Alan. Sammy got her daughter's chocolate. Doz is cooking a nice dinner. Greetings, just tuning into earlier info. National media didn't mention the chemical fire in Ohio. Seems planned. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on whether that's planned or not. I mean, shit, like bad shit can just happen, man. Humans are unorganized enough to fuck shit up without having to plan to fuck it up. All it takes is one numbskull to just do some wrong shit, and then, but the consequences here are just, they seem just so crazily bad. Like that report, that thing that I read that said 30 million people could be affected. 30 million people. That's like over 1/10 of the population of the US. That is fucking nuts. That's some Chernobyl type disaster right there. That is so fucked up. I can't get over that shit. I hope that's totally overblown, man. I really hope that's completely blown out of proportion and the shit is nowhere near that bad. Because that's absolutely devastating. I mean, to have 10% of the population affected by, that's as bad as that's as bad as war. That's war shit. Fuck. Damn it. All right. I'm not going to go for much longer, guys. I know you guys are usually used to a 2-hour show, but I'm not really used to rambling on by myself. And I'm just having a look at this. What's that website? All-time favorite website. I'm going to go check it out right now. Man, Mango Junkie, you seem very anti-pimp. What did pimps ever do to you, bro? What did they ever do to you? Bro, pimping ain't easy, I've heard. Pimping ain't easy. Okay. Best website of all time. Best HEX website of all time, in my opinion. What do you guys reckon? Tell me. I want to know. What do you think the best HEX website of all time is? There's a few. There's lots of them. There's lots of good ones. There's hex.com. That's going to be right up there. You've got your backup hex. You've got your apphex.win. What else have we got? We've got Hexfire. There used to be hex.live, not around anymore, but the prior to Staker app being launched, there was Steph's hex.live website. That damn website, I did not give a fuck about T-shares until I saw those little fucking icons. Those damn icons got me to be all competitive about T-shares. Hex Daily Stats. Yes. Yes. Hex Daily Stats. Good website. Good website. But my all-time favorite Hex website is hex.vision. Hex.vision. All-time favorite. I don't know if it's update, if it's being actively updated. I don't even know if it needs to be, because the Hex contract isn't changing. The Hex contract is what it is. So there may not even be any requirement to ever change hex.vision. Sure, but the activities he was involved with OnlyFans outweighs anything good he's ever said. Okay, yeah, I don't know, dude. I have no detail in relation to that. I don't know what he's done. But the thing I have a problem with is putting someone in jail before they've had a trial. Like that. Like, did he murder someone? Is he a danger to society? I'm not like, yeah, I mean, if the guy's a piece of shit, let him, face that and, let it go to court and let there be due process. But I just don't like the idea of someone knocking on your door or coming to get you and putting you in jail, and not like let the process be transparent, But I do believe there's opportunity for Richard Hart to talk about this and talk about this point that I'm making right now, which is that due process when it comes to the law is important. It's important. And I think I saw a tweet somewhere that's like Cobra Tate had said something along the lines of that anyone that like supports me in this time, it's going to come back on them in a good way or something along those lines. But I mean, who knows? I just thought that would be an interesting look. I'm not saying that he should go and defend him. I'm just saying he should I think he could say something along the lines of, due process is important, and you shouldn't just like lock people up behind bars before they've been tried for whatever alleged crimes there are. Governments didn't like what he was saying on some things. Yeah, probably not. I think a lot of people didn't like things he was saying. Yeah. Romania is a poor country. Give the officials some USD, and he's gone. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of corruption in poorer countries where people who are employed by the state don't make huge amounts of money, don't make a lot of money. So there's that sort of leaves the door open for corruption to take place. Yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty fucked up. I would, if that happened to anyone that I know or me, and you knew that you were innocent, I think that would just suck, just being thrown in jail. Good night, Sammy. You fucking cunts. That's what Hornet UK1 said. Well, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Andrew Tate has been held because of allegations of human trafficking. That's a big deal. Yeah, absolutely. That is a big deal. Big deal. If they're true, that is a big fucking deal, man. If they're true, that's what they need to find out. If they're true, then he should be held to account. On the flip side, if they're not true at all, if someone's just trying to stitch him up because he's such an outspoken person, a lot of people don't like him. If someone's just trying to stitch him up and make him look bad, well, he's just being held in jail for, if he was innocent, then he'd just be in jail for no fucking reason right now. He also belittles females' rights. Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't heard him belittle female rights. He might have. I've just never heard it. I've heard him. He's probably, seems like he believes in like a very old school, maybe not equitable way of doing shit. Like, I don't know. And I don't subscribe to his shit, but I just see like this similarity when I think about the Tornado Cash dev, who is also being held without charge in the Netherlands, and then Andrew Tate. Like, that's the similarity I'm seeing. I'm seeing just people being held without charge, or maybe not without charge, but they're just being held. They're being held before they've been convicted. And maybe maybe there's information that can't be released. It's all justifiable. It is what it is. I just hope that, these guys get their, a fair trial. And yeah, I like the idea of innocent until proven guilty. But when someone just throws you in jail before you've had a trial, that doesn't seem fair. I can understand if they want to like control his movements, make sure he doesn't leave the country, make sure he doesn't even maybe leave a particular area, sort of like, they did that to us, right? In Australia, they kept us within 5 Ks of our house and no one had done anything. Like we weren't even suspected of anything. But we were, kept, and that's, I think, is reasonable. But throwing someone in jail as if they've committed the crime when they haven't been convicted yet, yeah, doesn't seem right to me. But anyway, this hex.vision, dude, this hex.vision, I've always loved this website. I've always loved this staking page here. So this shows us a chart of future supply for HEX. So what's this? This is this line. Is this big payday or something along those lines? Where are we now? I might zoom in on this next few years. Yeah. Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that we've done over 3 years in HEX. HEX is live for over 3 years, and we're already in Feb, right? In November, HEX will have been live. Is it November or December? Early December. HEX will have been live for 4 years. For 4 full years. Isn't that nuts? That is nuts. Like 4 years of a flawless crypto is no fucking joke. That's no joke. Like very few cryptos, if any, can say something like that, can say they've just been functioning as designed for 4 years. It's just, it's getting up there. And then, just a year after that, it's going to be half a decade. So it's definitely, I think those that have shat on HEX for years now, I think they're going to have to start shutting the fuck up, because the shit's just working. It's just working. Price aside, like prices in crypto, they fluctuate, they're volatile. But as far as like the functionality, it's just been flawless. Absolutely flawless. So here we've got all these expiring T-shares coming out. And these ones here that we're seeing here right at this, like right around now, that's always the case, because they're like, there's a high number of T-shares that are in rolling short-term stakes that are only for like a month or two. And they're just constantly rolled over every month. But that is, if you can imagine a wave like that starts off big and it crashes, and then as it races towards the shore, it slowly dissipates. that's what this rolling set of stakes is going to do over the next like 8 to 10 years. It's just going to get smaller and less T shares are going to be rolling, and it's eventually going to go away and you're not even going to see it. Because every time that they restake for a month, they're losing their ability to regain those T shares. So they're getting less and less T shares every single time that they restake. Yeah, I mean, so there were people doing 10 to 15 year stakes in the first like few weeks of HEX. There's people doing it in the first week of HEX, first day. So those people who did it on the first day, they've only got like 6 to 7 years left until they get to the end of their 10-year stakes, which is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Someone's asking, did we get a T-share increase today from the Godwell app HEX.win charts? I'm going to go look at this website because I feel like this is the website I always go to for T-shares. Not yet. Still 2,500. But I believe we are expecting whoops. I do believe we are expecting a rise in the T-share, in the T-shares. Let me see if I can bring that up. There we go. Just give me a second, guys. I'll bring it up. Okay. All right. So at the moment, the T-share rate is, well, it costs you 25,750.8 HEX on Ethereum to get a T-share with a stake for 1 day. And according to this chart on apphex.win/charts, by maybe the 16th or the 15th, no, the 15th, 16th, or the 17th, it should be 26,475, which is quite the increase. It's quite the increase. It's already gone. I think it's already gone up a bit in the last few days, but it's gonna go up significantly. Well, significantly. What 600 HEX extra for the T-share? I think that's significant. Okay. There's some rude things being said in the chat, so I'm going to skip over them. Where are we? Hey chart. Hey, just started watching. I live in Ohio. It was a train crash carrying a bunch of toxic chemicals. Thanks, dude. Thanks for clarifying that. Are you okay, man? Oh, here it says, when did this happen? They said they tested the water and there's nothing to worry about. I don't believe them. I feel like if there's going to be any consequences, it's going to take days and weeks for that stuff to like seep into, the ground and the water and stuff. I don't know, dude. If there's anywhere you can go and, hang out with some family somewhere else for a bit, if it's possible, might not be a bad idea. God Whale has to finish Breakfast of Champions before he restakes. Yeah, and it needs to tick over for the shares to come through. But I think there's a couple of days there where it's going up, so we'll find out. We'll find out by the weekend. Yeah, I think the 17th or the 18th. The 17th or the 18th is when that share rate is going to have that uptick. Tons of dying. That's what I heard. I heard there's tons of dying animals and fish everywhere, which ain't good. Since we're animals as well, that ain't good. That ain't good for people. There's a ton of just like animals dying everywhere. Fuck, dude. It's messed up. Breaking news. I just changed our channel button from purple to red. Nice, dude. Nice. Go check out that channel. Go check out that website, the PulseTube. I've heard they've got nice red buttons. Yeah. I've no let me read this. I've no clue. They said the chemicals were on a train car that has a pressure release valve in case something happened like that. Yep. They could release the pressure before it explodes. They said nothing to worry about. People saying their dogs are getting sick and one died, but nothing wrong. What are they going to say? Like, they're gonna try and like minimize the people's fear, and they don't want like all the arterials going out of Ohio to be clogged. Which I wonder if people are leaving. Hexico, save us. Yep. All right. Well, this has been a nice and easy stream on a Tuesday evening. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate the participation. Let's hope that, you know, HEX does really well in the coming days, weeks, and months. Let's hope that PulseChain launches. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's hope that we have some more jexes and tangents on next week, because I don't know if I can do this. Oh, and by the way, isn't it interesting that this is like episode 143? Like, so it's 143. So essentially, like, there's me 1 and I'm 43. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and wish you all a good evening, and peace.